Hare Krishna Mataji, then with all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Let's start with our prayers and then we'll have a recap of second canto, first chapter, and then we will go to the second canto, second chapter. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Romapada Swami Iti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, long gap వచ్చింది Mataji. మీ ఇంట్లో చుట్టాలు నేను షికాగో గ్యాప్ పెద్దగా అయింది. So today we will do second canto, second chapter, but let's have a little brush on the second canto, first chapter, like summary kind of thing. Second canto, first chapter name is First Step in God Realization. First step వస్తే తీసేస్తా వచ్చినప్పుడు బాగుంది తీసుకుంటా కొంచెం. So the first step in God realization is the name. These are Shukadeva Goswami's answer to King Parikshit Maharaj question. What is the ultimate duty of a person nearing to death? Shukadeva Goswami stresses that rather than wasting time on the materialistic attachment, one should spend every moment in hearing, chanting and remembering the Supreme Lord. That's what he says. If we go to the core teachings of this particular chapter, it is condemnation of the materialism. Shukadeva Goswami wants that spirituality blind people waste their lives in, who do not know about spirituality, they waste their lives in temporary attachments like sleep, sex, money, pursuit of money, leaving no time for themselves to inquire about spirituality. And he emphasizes on the goal of the life, the ultimate perfection and goal of the human life is to remember the personality of the Godhead at the moment of death. Bhagavad Gita teaches that, Srimad Bhagavatam teaches that. The third important subject matter that is discussed in this second canto, first chapter, is the universal form of the Lord. If you remember, Virata Rupa we discussed about. For those who are attached to the material world, Shukadeva Swami describes the gigantic universal form of the Lord by visualizing the elements of the universe. Oceans as Lord's stomach, mountains as Lord's bones, every organ like eyes are like sun and moon. Every part of universal form of the Lord in the Virata Rupa is explained in different ways. A materialistic person can learn to see the entire cosmos inseparable from Krishna. So let's go to the second chapter today. Second chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, cosmic manifestation. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam chapter 5. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam second canto name is Cosmic Manifestation. Chapter 1 we did already, the first step in God realization. The second chapter name is Lord in the Heart. Now we are trying to understand through Shukadeva Goswami how prior to this manifestation of this cosmos, Lord Brahma, by meditating on this Virata Rupa, which was explained in the second canto, first chapter, regained his lost consciousness by appeasing the Lord. Thus he was able to rebuild the whole creation as it was before. The way of presentation of Vedic sounds is always bewildering, Mataji. It directs the intelligence of the people to the most meaningless things like heavenly planetary systems. If you do good, you will go to this loka. If you go to do this, you go to this loka. This is all diversions. In the dream of such heavenly, illusory planetary systems and pleasures, they do not relish the we cannot relish the higher taste of Krishna Bhakti. For this reason, the enlightened person should always endeavor for the minimum necessities of life. That's it. If you go on thinking about more sense gratification, more comfort zone, there is no end to that. He should intelligently get fixed and never endeavor for any unwanted things or extra things. Nectar of instruction says atyahara viharascha, like too much of pleasure, too much of eating, too much of overindulging with the sense object which gives the pleasure to sense organs. These all things are going to take us away from the God realization. It's hard labor for nothing, because we do so much of hard labor for earning that money to go to a vacation, and for that you prepare like 6 months before. One has to go to vacation with family, means at least 6 months savings he needs to have to go to that vacation. You have to work so much hard, and then you go, and what you experience is temporary. After that you forget. That's not a permanent place. Just for that moment you think that you are enjoying, and then you come back. So much of labor for nothing, not even something or little thing, nothing. When there are ample earthly flats to lie on, what is the necessity of Bhumata has given us this whole place, land? Why we need so much of thick beds and that thick mattresses, and then on that thick pillows? Bhagavatam says, I don't say, I'm also used to bed, I cannot sleep down, but Bhagavatam says, what is the use? Here Sukadeva Goswami is saying, what is the need of these all flats and beds and pillows? And when one can use his own arms, one who doesn't have any pillow, what does he do? He'll put his arm and sleep, right? So that's the natural pillow for him. What is the necessity of the pillow? When one can use the palms of his hands, what is the necessity of the utensils? I know cooking, you can't cook on the hands, but eating also, he says that okay, one plate is good for one person, or one leaf is good for one person. Why we need to have so many crockery dish sets, steel dish sets, small set, big sets? Over collecting. When there is ample of covering, or the like even the clothing also, too much we get. Like if you see our closets, at least my closet, like so many things are not needed at all. A person should be easily able to move out from the house when somebody says you have to move out, with easy things. Okay, 2-3 pairs of clothes. That's what is a spiritually realized person will do. He will not over collect. As there are no torn cloths lying on the common road, do the trees which exist for maintaining others no longer give alms in charity? Like the tree is there, it is selfless, it gives the shade, it gives its bark to be used, stems to be used, wind blowing, always it is trying to give. But as humans, we are always trying to exploit the things for our own sense gratification. There is no giving concept at all. Yes, if there is some giving concept also, only because when we think it is I and mine, my children, my family, my home, or for the collection of the material piety, like if I do this charity I will get this, if I do this I will get this, punya collection, we do that. But real compassion, real help, we are not able to do, because we are not relishing that help. Self-realized person who knows about his position, who knows about the source position, Krishna's position, and who knows the path how to reach to that source, he is fixed. He will render his service in different forms. Some are surrendered to the energy of the Lord, which is Brahman realization. But here we are talking about God fixed within us, that is Paramatma, super soul. This chapter is about super soul situated in one's heart. He is present everywhere, he is omnipotent. But realizing that Krishna is inside us as Paramatma is also a very important feature. When you are doing any activity, if you realize that somebody is watching you always, how do you act? If your teacher is watching, how the student acts. If your husband is seeing you, how a wife acts. If a mother is seeing how a child acts. Like that, the Supreme Father is sitting in our heart as Paramatma, and when we realize that our actions, our thoughts, our mind, our words, everything will be automatically spiritualized. He is the ultimate goal of the life, and when he is sitting inside and watching us, why would we do something nonsense which will take us away from him? We will do something which is very conducive to go back to him. Who will neglect? Only gross materialistic people will neglect the thought of having Paramatma in their heart. Once we realize there is something called Krishna who is mercifully coming into us and staying within us, then any sane person will acknowledge his presence, will acknowledge his presence. Hold on one second. He will acknowledge his presence and act accordingly. He will not again and again enter into this temporary materialistic ocean. Others conceive the Supreme Personality of the Godhead residing within the body in the region of heart and measuring only as an 8 inches with 4 hands. Narayana form, with a chakra, with a shankha, with a lotus, and with a club. His mouth expresses his happiness. His eyes spread like lotus petals. His garments, the pitambara, yellowish like the saffron or kadamba flower, are bedecked with lot of precious jewels. His ornaments are all made of gold, platinum, whatever you say, the highest kind of things, glowing mukut and kundalas and everything. There's a beautiful song, right, in Telugu. Kante cha muktavalim karatale venum kare kankanam. I'm sorry, Matajiya.
Karanakundana kunda karanakunda
karatale venum kare kankanam. Nice song is there.
Okay.
Shri Krishna. My memory is going very bad. I used to make my kids memorize this song, dance on this song. We used to practice when I used to take my laundry for laundry wash. While laundry was going on, in the backside of the laundry, we used to enact this song and sing and dance on that. Kids, I used to make them know the steps, and then Karatale venum kare kankanam nasagre navamautikam cha harichandanantakalayam kanthe cha muktavali gopastri pariveshtitau vijayate. Shri Krishna. Beautiful, beautiful. So he is that much nicely decorated. He is sitting. His feet are placed over the whorls of the lotus like hearts of great mystics who meditate on him. On his chest is the Kaustubha jewel, engraved with a beautiful calf on that. And there are objects of jewels on his shoulders, his torso. He is garlanded with a fresh vanamala. What you see, this decoration of the heroes, heroines in the marriage, showing all lavish opulences. His waist is decorated with an ornamental wreath about his waist, Vadanam, and the rings studded with valuable jewels on his fingers. His leglets, anklets, his bangles, his hair, which is curly, nicely hanging on him, and his hair has this bluish tint, little bit aura of him flowing on the hair. He is blue, so his aura is falling on the hair as a tint. The hair has a bluish tint because of his aura. His very pleasing smile. Rupa, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Rupa is mesmerizing. The Lord's magnanimous pastimes also, the Leelas. and the glowing glancing of his smiling face are the indications of the like when he sees us, when he shows the hand abhaya hastam, when he sees his glance, we feel like Venkateshwara Swami or Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu is seeing us. When we go and see them, we feel like he is looking at us, directly looking at us. As long as that mind is fixed on him by meditation, we will not have problem. Why we have to feel the happiness only when we go to the temple and see the Krishna in the form of a deity or in the form of a murti or something? We have to feel that form always, because that form is always there inside us. We are not realizing. As we know that we are the soul, in the heart region we have Paramatma also. When we scream, when we use bad words, when we criticize somebody. On the topic of criticizing, my senior god sister was sharing something with us this retreat, that 20 years back she had this concern that if she sees something wrong in anybody, she tends to criticize them, and she went to our spiritual master and she asked us, I have this feature of seeing the things, seeing wrong things in others and making them big and try criticizing about them. How to lose this criticizing thing? And then my Guru Maharaj said that you have to, and if you don't, then how will you go to Goloka Vrindavan, wherein there will be n number of jivas who will be serving Krishna without any criticism? So you will be odd man out. You cannot be there with them, or you cannot serve with them, because there is no question of criticism or seeing wrong in others in Goloka. So nice, right? So we are banned from that place if we have that feature of criticizing. When we meditate on the Krishna's form, first it has to go through the lotus feet, then the calves, then the thighs, and this way higher and higher. The more the mind becomes fixed upon the different parts and limbs of the Lord, one after the other, the more our intelligence becomes purified. We have the intelligence, but that is conditioned with the material things. But when we take this darshan step by step, step by step, step by step, the real intelligence, the receptacle holes all will be closed, and the knowledge will retain in there. The intelligence will be spiritualized. We say, are you a Buddhist monk? Somebody asks, suppose anybody seeing the saffron clothes, my Guru Maharaj, no, I'm Krishna monk, he says. I'm not Buddhist monk, but I'm Krishna monk, like that he says. Like we have, our identity is we are servants of Krishna, like that. Unless this gross materialists who don't have the conception of God, don't have the conception of surrendering to the God, develops a sense of loving service unto the Supreme Lord, or the source where they came from, they can't enjoy this material life. Nobody can enjoy material life, but a person who really knows the value and the source of these material things, he can enjoy as prasadam. Materialist person cannot enjoy, because it's like a itch for him. You try to take more happiness, you want more and more happiness. You try to get more and more happiness, you want more and more happiness. That's never ending. So it's nothing happy feeling. It's like always in anxiety, what next, what next, what next. So one should remember and meditate upon the universal form of the Lord, thinking about the Lord, so that we understand our intelligence. We understand, and our intelligence is purified with the consciousness of Krishna. Now Sukadeva Goswami addresses Parikshit Maharaj as, O king, wherever the yogi desires to leave this planet, whenever yogi desires to leave this planet of human beings, he should not be perplexed about proper time or place. We say, right, oh, ఆ తిథిలో వెళ్ళిపోయిందండి, ఆమెకు మోక్షం వస్తుందా, ఈ రోజు బాగుందా, ఈ టైంలో ఈ ఘడియలో వదిలేశారు. A yogi doesn't think about those things, because the yogi's mind is always fixed on Krishna, and any time that is fixed on Krishna cannot be inauspicious. And any good time where your consciousness is not fixed with Krishna is not of any use. Oh, Uttarayana, Idi, Adi, భీష్మదేవ్ వెళ్ళిన టైం అలా అన్నీ చూసుకుంటాం. కానీ మన మైండ్ అంతా ఇక్కడే ఉందనుకోండి. ఇఫ్ అవర్ మైండ్ ఈస్ హియర్ ఓన్లీ గోయింగ్ హియర్ అండ్ దేర్, అండ్ ఇఫ్ యూ లీవ్ యువర్ బాడీ ఇన్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ టైమింగ్ ఆల్సో, ఇట్ డజంట్ మ్యాటర్. We should be undisturbed when we leave this body. That's most important thing. And we should be focused on the destination, what we want after leaving this body. We have to merge our mind with our unalloyed loving devotion towards Krishna. By doing this, we get fully satisfied with the process of what we are doing, and we are fully assured of the destination what we are going to get. So there is no question of anxiety, there is no question of lamentation when we leave this body. That's called, there is a Sanskrit word mentioned in this chapter. I just read Shanti cha Ramanti cha Shanti, Labdhopashanti, that's the word used. Labdha Upashanti. In the transcendental state of Labdha Upashanti, there is no supremacy of devastating time. We don't worry about time, which even controls the demigods. We are not worried because we are already surrendered, because we know what is our destination, because we know what we are aspiring for, and we know that there is a great assurity of Krishna saying that name bhaktya pranashyati, my devotees will not perish, I am going to take care of them. So we have surrendered our materialistic goodness, materialistic passion, materialistic ignorance, materialistic false ego, everything we surrendered. So we are free. We have no baggages. The butterfly who is trying to fly nicely with colorful wings, it has wings. The wings are doing like this, like this, like this, like this nicely, but it is not flying. It has beautiful wings, it has got matured, and it can go high in the sky, and it can be like a free butterfly, but it is not able to go. Why? When we consciously see that butterfly, the butterfly is being tagged with a small rope or a thread, and that thread, if you see down, there is a big rock tied to that rope. So that rock is not allowing this butterfly to fly high in the sky. So these are the baggages what we have, which are pulling us down. These are the attachments what we have, which are pulling us down. With those attachments we cannot fly to Krishna. No, you have to do your duty properly. Of course you have to do your duty properly. You have to take care of the children, you have to take care of the family, you have to take care of the house, you have to take care of the people in the house, you have to take care of everything. But at the same time you do not get attached to it. Yesterday Sunday class about attachments, one of the Prabhuji was talking. He's from India, he's a brahmachari. He was telling, like, all along with the attachments, he was telling about the attachment to house and attachment to furniture, attachment to the phones, attachment to the sarees, everything he was saying. So we have a lot of attachments, lot of baggages. With those baggages we can't utilize this flying colors of wings of the butterflies. We have it, but we are not able to fly to Krishna because of those attachments. There is a beautiful picture image also. I'll check in my Maharaj classes and I'll share. Yeah.
One second, Mataji. Idi charging అయిపోతుంది.
Okay, I'm sorry. The charger, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. ఈ 19th కి మాతాజీ సండే రోజు మధ్యాహ్నం ఒక కీర్తన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉంది. భక్తి వృక్ష ఒక డివోటీ వాళ్ళ ఇంట్లో. 19th 2 to 4:30. So if you can make it, if your kids can make it, 1 hour అలా కూడా రావచ్చు. ఎడిసన్ లో you can. So let's come back to our Bhagavatam. So by the strength of this scientific knowledge, one should be well situated in absolute realization that will clear all the material desires. Today morning in the class we were talking about what would this knowledge do. Knowledge will make us resistant towards the conditioning of the material world. It will make us resistant. We talk about resistance, right? We talk about immunity, right? So we will get immunity against this all materialistic attachments and desires. One should then give up this material body by blocking the air through the hole with the heels of one foot uplifting in the life air. This is for the yogis. For us, we need not do anything. Just remember Krishna and we can go back to Krishna. The meditative devotee has lot of things. Meditation yogi slowly push up the life air from the navel to the heart, and from there to the chest, and from there to the root of the palate, and then should search for a proper place where that intelligence is fixed, and then through that intelligence Brahmarandra or something the life air should go out and all those things. But we need not do that anything. We should not remember anything unnecessary, and we should remember that thing which is really important. Automatically Krishna will take care of remaining things. We are not yogis, we are bhaktas. Yogis depend on their yogic sadhana, bhaktas depend on bhakti to Krishna. There are many other ways yogis do. They do through in the center of the eyebrows, they do through the outlet of the Brahmarandra, they do it something, but those are all not needed. Even if he leaves the body like that also, if the yogi maintains a desire for improving the materialic enjoyments, like going to the topmost planet Brahmaloka, or achieving the eightfold perfections, traveling in the outer space and all those things, then there is no use of his austerities, whatever he has done, because he has to again come to this earthly planetary system, perform his devotional service through human body, and then go back to Krishna. That is the ultimate place where he has to reach. The transcendentalists are concerned with the spiritual body. As such, by the strength of their devotional service, austerities, mystical powers, this transcendental knowledge, their movements are all unrestricted within this material creation. There are fruity workers, there are gross materialistic people. These people can no way move in that unrestricted manner. But whereas the yogi who has controlled all his senses, it doesn't matter for him. He can move anywhere, anyhow, anyway. Sukadeva Goswami explains to Parishit Maharaj, when such a mystic passes over this different layers like Milky Ways to reach the higher planetary systems like Brahmagoloka, he first goes to a place called Vaishwanara, the planet of deity of fire. Vaishwanara, we sing, right? Krishna is inside the stomach as Aham Vaishwanaranam, like he is the digestive fire, he says. So he has to go through that planet first, planet of deity of fire, where he becomes completely cleansed of all kinds of contamination, and thereafter he will go to the higher planetary system called Shishumara to relate with Lord Hari, the personality of the Godhead. This is all for the yogis who meditate on the Paramatma. This subject matter of this chapter itself is God within us, Paramatma meditation. This is not for the devotees who depend on the Bhagavan realization or the personality of the Godhead realization. The Shishumara planet is compared to the navel of the Lord Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. The yogi alone goes beyond this circle of Shishumara, and then he attains the Maharloka, where the great saints like Bhrigu Mahamuni and all, they enjoy like 4 billion 30 million duration of lifetime, solar years, that too, not our years, something like that. But what is the ultimate goal? Okay, you will live there, okay, you will enjoy there, you will see the form of the Lord in the 400, but where is the chance of serving? It's always awe and reverence. At the time of final devastation of the complete universe, means end of the duration of Brahma's life, what happens? The flame of the fire emanates from the Ananta Shesha. The yogi sees all those things, all those planetary systems, and then he leaves from there to again Satyaloka. What is this going here and there like a monkey going, jumping from one place to other, one place to other, one place to other? In their Satyaloka, there is neither bereavement, nor old age, nor death. You will be like that only in whatever the age you are in. There is no kind of pain. Therefore, there are no anxieties also. Save that sometimes. Due to the consciousness, there is a feeling of compassion for the unaware of the process of devotional service who are subjected to a lot of miseries. You may feel some compassion for the people who are not able to do the devotional service, but in Brahmaloka, where are you doing the devotional service? There is no devotional service there. In the Brahmaloka, it's like Brahman. Seeing the Brahma, being in Brahmaloka, energy of the Lord. The devotee is specifically able to be incorporated fearlessly with a subtle body. There is no body experience there. If there is a gross body, then he can experience with the hands I may serve the Lord, with the legs I can walk to the Lord, with the nose I can smell something of the Lord. But in Brahmaloka, nothing like that. He surpasses all those things. When there is no nose, so there is no smell. Where is the thing of smelling aroma? When there is no mouth, there is no tongue. Where is the point of tasting something? There is no eye pits or eyeball or eyes. Where is the question of seeing the Lord? There is no ears, eardrums. Where is the question of hearing the transcendental sound vibration? So gross body he left, subtle body covering he left, and enter into the plane called something called egoism. And in that state he merges the material modes of ignorance and passion, and then all egoism merges into something called Mahat Tattva. I mean, we need not understand in deep all these things, but basically to understand that the best realization of the God is Bhagavan realization, we have to know about Brahman realization, we have to know about Paramatma realization and everything, and how the yogis endeavor, but they are not satisfied finally. Only a purified soul can attain the perfection by associating with the personality of the Godhead, and that is the complete bliss and satisfaction, and that is the constitutional state of a person. Very important, very important. Shukadeva Goswami calls Parikshit Maharaj your majesty, means kingly position. He is a king. Shukadeva Goswami is a Brahmana, but still he has to respect the king. Your majesty, Maharaj Parikshit. Know that all that I have described in the reply to your proper inquiry is just according to the version of the Vedas. This was described personally by Lord Krishna to Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma, after worshipping enough, he said Tapa. He heard Tapa. When Brahma came, and through the navel of Vishnu he followed that navel, entered into the navel of Lord Vishnu, and then he went inside and he was searching, what is my source, who is my mother, who is my father, and then he heard a sound vibration called Tapa. Tapa means austerity. Tapa means tapa, japa, tapa we call, right, like that. Who are wandering in this material universe, there is no more auspicious means of deliverance than direct devotional service of the Lord Krishna. Other things are not really fully satisfying. We cannot call Tushyanticha Ramanticha. Tushyanticha Ramanticha only happens when Krishna's name, form, qualities and pastimes have been relished. The great personality Brahma, with great attention and concentration of the mind, studies all the Vedas 3 times, and after scrutinizingly examining them, he ascertained, means he made us sure, he gave a stamp that attraction of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the highest perfection of any religion. Brahma, who is in charge of Brahmaloka, Brahma, who has done all these tapasyas, he is saying the best is to love and attraction for the Supreme Person. How can we get attracted to the light? We cannot. The form of the Lord is must. Supreme Personality of the Godhead. The personality of the Godhead, Lord Krishna, is in every living being along with the individual soul as Paramatma. And in fact, he is perceived and hypothesized in our actions and taking help from the intelligence. We can see some people acting really connected with Krishna. When they do some actions, we feel like this is something different than what we are doing. Whenever this person is speaking, either Mataji or Prabhuji, when they are speaking, their each and every word connects me to something higher, something spiritual. That means they are in connection with that higher truth. Advidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. They have seen the truth. They have experienced the truth. They are relishing the truth. Their happiness is seen in their behavior. Their fortune is seen in their behavior. Their compassion is seen in their behavior. Those who drink this nectar through the oral reception, like I am doing, like you are doing, they are fully filled with the nectarian messages of Lord Krishna. The only way we can enjoy, relish something of higher spirit through these material senses is Pibati Bhagavatam. Pibati means drinking. Drinking the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam through the ears. Pibati happens to the mouth, but here it is Pibati happening through the ears by hearing about Srimad Bhagavatam. So Shukadeva Goswami very much in detail explains about the acknowledgement of how Krishna is merciful being as Paramatma inside, and how we do our actions realizing the presence of Paramatma in us and realizing the presence of Paramatma in others. It's important. It's important. When we go to that level, we cannot see anything wrong in and around us. Big things also we cannot find mistakes, or we cannot feel that that is wrong. Yeah, we may feel that that's happening according to the plan of Krishna. We may not say many times it is good, but we won't say it is wrong. That's about the second chapter, whole second chapter. Second canto is cosmic manifestation, and second chapter in the cosmic manifestation is Lord in the heart, that is Paramatma. We can start with, because we have time, kind of 20 minutes more, so we can start with the chapter 3. Very important chapter, because once we have done about Paramatma, let's do about pure devotional service. The chapter 3 name is, you can note it down, chapter 3 second canto name is Pure Devotional Service, Change in the Heart, Change in Heart. Pure Devotional Service, Change in Heart. Shukadeva Goswami connects to Parikshit Maharaj's question of, Parikshit Maharaj asks, what is the duty of an intelligent man who is on the threshold of death? That is the topic, right? Parikshit Maharaj is in the threshold of the death. He has only 7 days. So his question is, what is the duty of an intelligent man? So that is been answered, is to perform devotional service. One who desires to be absorbed, Parikshit Maharaj, Shukadeva Goswami is explaining Parikshit Maharaj about all kinds of things, like Krishna has explained to Arjuna about all kinds of yoga system, and saying that bhakti is the perfect, bhakti yoga is perfect. In the same way, Shukadeva Goswami is explaining how one who is absorbed in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti effulgence should worship the master of the Vedas, like Lord Brahma or Brihaspati or anybody. One who desires powerful sex should worship the heavenly king Indra. One who desires good progeny should worship the great progenitors like Prajapatis. One who desires the good fortune should always worship Durga Devi, Lakshmi Devi, the superintendent of the material world. One who is desiring very powerful, you can read this all in Srimad Bhagavatam, so I'm just listing it. One who is desiring the powerful power in their life, powerful person he wants to be, he should aspire towards worship of fire god Agni Dev. And one who aspires for the money should worship the Vasus. Bhishma Dev is one of the Vasus, so there are 8 Vasus. They should worship the Vasus. One should worship the Rudra incarnations of Lord Shiva if he wants to be a great hero. One who wants a large stock of grain should worship the Aditi. Aditi. One who desires to attain the heavenly planetary system should worship the sons of Aditi. One who desires worldly kingdom should worship the Vishwadeva. One who wants the popular with the general mass of people should worship the Sadhya demigod. One who desires long span of life should worship the demigods like Ashwini Kumaras. They are like the doctors, Ashwini Kumaras, for everything. And a person desiring a fully strong, well-built body, he should worship Mother Earth. She takes so much of burden of everybody, right? So Mother Earth. One who desires the stability in his post should worship the horizon and the earth combined. Who desires beautiful to be beautiful should worship the Gandharvas, Gandharva Loka. They are very, very beautiful. And one who desires good wife should worship the Apsaras, like Urvashi, society girls like them. They are very attractive. And one who desires domination over others, they should worship Brahma, because Brahma is the most topmost creator, head of the universe. One who desires tangible fame should worship the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. He is the most famous. One who desires good bank balance should worship the Varuna Dev. If one who desires to be great learned man should worship the Lord Shiva, because he is the most intelligent person, being the Vaishnavanam Yathashambhu. He knows whom he has to worship. That's the real intelligence. One who desires to be good material relation, he should worship the Uma Devi, Parvati Devi, wife of Lord Shiva. Like that. One should worship Lord Vishnu or his devotees for spiritual advancement of the knowledge. It's not just said Lord Vishnu's, it is said Lord Vishnu's devotees also. One should worship the Lord Vishnu or his devotees for spiritual advancement in the knowledge. That's what we say, right? Tadvidhi pranipatena, offering the obeisances to the teacher who gives the spiritual realization, devotees of the Lord who teach the real knowledge, and for the protection of heredity and advancement of dynasty, and like my Vamsham those people should worship the demigods. One who desires domination over a kingdom or an empire or anything I want to rule over, they should do the worship of Manus or the Prajapatis, who are the progenitors of whole creation. One who desires victory over the enemy should worship the demons. Demons always don't think whether it is right or wrong. They only do the thing to get their victory over that hook or crook. And one who desires the sense gratification should worship the moon god. Oh wow, Chandra is into sense gratification, nice to know. But one who desires nothing of material enjoyment, that person should worship Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Krishna. I mean, it is not that if you want some material thing you cannot ask Krishna, but it is you are going to the president and asking for, I want small toy car. When you are going to president, you can ask something which is really best. What is the use of temporary toy car, or let it say Tesla driverless car? What is the use of it? When you are going to a president, you can ask for lifelong no work, nothing, right? I don't want to work, or I don't want to do anything like that. So when you go to Krishna, the best thing to ask is, I want to come back to you, Krishna. I want to serve you, Krishna. I want to always be Krishna conscious, Krishna. Mhm. All the different kinds of worshippers of these demigods can attain the highest perfectional benedictions, which is like spontaneous attraction. They are not fixed on the supreme personality of the Godhead, but fixed on the merit of their worship towards the demigods for what they want, and they will be given. If they don't realize that these all are temporary, they get attached to those things, either even demigod worship, and they keep on worshipping demigods, they keep on getting the riches, they keep on lying in this material world, and they are bereft of the supreme higher spiritual happiness. Somebody can say, I always want to be like Trump, I have no problems. Yeah, you don't know what problems Trump has. You should ask Monday sitting with Trump what problems he has. He has so much of negative consciousness. Everybody is scolding him that where will it all go? It go towards him only, right? Instead of him, a normal farmer who is working with a small farm in his backyard, self-sufficient person, he has no negativity. He can live peacefully, he can die peacefully, no anxieties. So this transcendental knowledge, the knowledge which is beyond the three modes of material nature, in relationship with the supreme personality of the Godhead, Sri Hari, resulting in complete suspension of these waves and whirlpools of material modes. When we fix our mind upon Krishna, our mind will not wander in this whirlpool of material conditioning and material desires. It can cross over those things. That transcendental knowledge is so self-satisfying because it is free from the material attachment, because it being transcendental above the three modes of material nature, because it's being authorized by authorities who could fail to be attracted. We need not do big researches. If you have to go to a college, if you want to put your daughter in a medical college, you need not study medicine for that. You have to believe in the authority of that bona fide college which has this affiliation that it can teach medical studies perfectly to your child. You need not go to MBBS and then detailedly study and then come back and say that, oh, this college is best. It has been bona fide, it has been authorized, it has been stamped, it has been affiliated that this is the college which gives the best medical education. Like that, our Vedas are the best to understand what is the intelligent thing one should do being in this human body. Shaunaka Rishi said Shukadeva Goswami was highly learned sage and was able to express all this transcendental knowledge in a very poetic manner. Very poetic manner. What did Maharaj Parikshit again inquire from him after hearing all this, what Shukadeva Goswami has said, Oh learned Sutta Goswami, please continue to explain such topics to us because we are all eager to hear now. Shaunaka Rishi, headed by all the rishis, is saying to Sutta Goswami, please tell us more. Like if we deeply study on the last two chapters also what we were discussing, all the essence has been poured out already. And the Shaunaka rishis are asking Sutta Goswami, oh learned Sutta Goswami, please continue to explain such topics to us because we are all eager to hear about this. Did all these people who sat in the assembly of Bhagavatam class when Parikshit Sukadeva Goswami was telling to Parikshit Maharaj, they don't know all those things? Are they hearing for the first time? Asita, Devala, Narada, Vyasa, everybody was sitting around. But it is so relishing. So purificatory. Maharaj Parikshit, the grandson of Pandavas, was from his very childhood a great devotee of the Lord, because he has seen the Lord even before his birth inside the mother's womb. When he was playing with the dolls, he used to worship Lord Krishna by imitating the worship of their family deity. This is my deity. This has this form. This has this legs. This has this hands. I have seen this form. Shukadeva Goswami is full of knowledge, and he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, and he was none other than the son of the literary incarnation of Supreme Lord Vyasadeva. So there must have been some discussion of Lord Krishna, who is glorified by great philosophers. This is all who's saying. Shaunakadi rishis are saying to Suta Goswami, saying that there should be some discussion what Parikshit Maharaj would have shared with you all about Krishna. How can the Krishna part be missing in the discussion of Shukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj? Both by rising and setting, the sun decreases the life of everyone, except one who utilizes this time perfectly by hearing about the topics of Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Remaining are all wasting their time, right? ఇవాళ పొద్దున అయింది, ఇవాళ రాత్రి అయింది, ఇవాళ ఒక డే అయిపోయింది, ఒక బర్త్డే వచ్చిందంటే ఒక ఇయర్ అయిపోయింది మన లైఫ్ లోంచి. అండ్ ఇఫ్ వీ డోంట్ రియలైజ్ ది సెట్టింగ్ అప్ అండ్ రైజింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద సన్ యాజ్ ఏ ఎగ్జామ్ వస్తుంది, ఎగ్జామ్ కి రోజులు దెబ్బగా పడుతున్నాయి అంటే మనం ఎంత సీరియస్ గా ప్రిపేర్ అవుతా ఉంటాము. సో మన రోజులు దగ్గరికి వస్తున్నాయి. అయిపోయింది. ద అదర్ డే my cleaning lady, one lady came, new lady, Gujarati lady. She was wishing me before day advance birthday wishes, and she was saying like kya hai usme, ek saal to kam hi ho raha hai na zindagi mein se. What we have to do, being in that life, she may not know, or she may know, I don't know, but at least she is telling me that what is good about it. 1 year is gone. Do the trees not live? Do the blacksmith who makes, some analogy is given about blacksmith, does the beast do not eat? Everybody is leading their life just like that. We are also leading our lives just like that. But what is the importance of being in a human body? What is the importance of having the higher intelligence and using that higher intelligence for nonsensical sense gratification, which is temporary? Men who are like dogs, hogs, camels and asses praise their men who never listen to the transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna. By just listening, by just hearing, if we can clear so much of karma of ours, if we do meditate on the Supreme Personality of the Godhead and his glories, then what would be our destination? Okay. Yes. Tuesday to Prabhuji ochindi Garam Darshan Prabhu. Inta late 6:40 aitundra. Okay, one who has not listened to the messages about the prowess, the marvelous acts of personality of the Godhead, and has not sung or chanted loudly the worthy songs about the Lord, is considered to possess like these ear holes. They are like the holes of the snake, and the tongue is like tongue of a frog. Holes of the snake means snake can't hear, snake is deaf. When you see that pee doing and the snake is dancing, it's not dancing to the sound, it is dancing to the movement of that charming person. If he sits at one place and whistles place, the snake will not move. He is also dancing along with charm, flute dancing. So with the eyes snake is seeing and it is dancing. Everybody is thinking that it is dancing to the sound of the charming. So it is no use of having these ears if we don't hear about the glories of the Krishna. It is like the ear holes, not ears, of a snake, which are of no use. And the frog's tongue is waste, no use. Yes, with the tongue it holds the prey and puts it in its mouth, but with the tongue it makes croak 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 sound. It doesn't even realize that it is attracting the snake to come and catch it and eat it with that sound. If the frog is shutting up its mouth, the snake will not know where is the. It's like that. And another animal, not just snake, but any other animal coming and eating the frog, it is making that croak croak sound. There is like frog says what, there is some sound, right? Croak 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 croak, something like that. Every animal has a sound. What does the cow say? Moo. What does the frog say? Croak croak, or something sound is there. Anyhow, whatever is the sound, but that is the essence. Okka nisha matri Veerabhadra Baba bittu vapovatundanta. Suddenly 6:40 he is going to 1 hour drive now for Kirtan. చెప్పిండా మీకు ఏముంది ఇప్పుడు అక్కడ ప్రభుజీ వస్తున్నా అంతేనా? idara mancha okay, anyhow the okay, it's a time also, but we will continue Mataji. The upper portion of the body through crowned with a silken turban is only heavy burden that will not help us bow down before the personality of the Godhead to get the freedom. So if you have a big head, if you have a big crown over head, the pride on the head, what is the use of that pride? That pride will not allow you to bow down or allow you to surrender your ego to Krishna. So we don't want those all headaches. All those things are headaches. We don't want that headaches. Means we are getting attached to this material world and we are collecting the pride. With the pride we cannot surrender to Krishna. The eyes which do not look at the symbolic representation of Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Lord Vishnu, his form, his name, his quality, etc., are like the those printed on the plumes of the peacock, and the legs which do not move to the holy places are considered to be like the tree trunks. Tree trunks are, what is the use? They are strong, they are heavy, they are nice, but they cannot move. So these legs are used only for our sense gratification of going to a place and dancing somewhere in the pub, going to a place and enjoying eating and sleeping and mating and defending, and we are not using these legs to go to the temple or the satsang programs or the pilgrimage or dhams, then these legs are of no use. If these eyes are not able to see the Lord's form, if these eyes are not feeling happy looking at the beautiful decoration of the Lord, if these eyes are not feeling happy looking at the devotees, there is no use of these eyes. They are like the peacock eyes, we say, right? When you get a peacock feather, the peacock eye is there, we say. Does the peacock eye there? No, it is a print of a peacock eye. Peacock eye is there on the peacock eye only. It is not on there in the feathers. But we say, oh, kannu, peacock kannu, nemalli pincham mida kannu undi. Adi kannu kada, adi print ante. Alaga mana kallu kuda waste. If at all we don't use these eyes for the relishing the beauty of the Lord, relishing the beauty of the devotees, then it's of no use. The person who has not at any time received the dust of the feet of the Lord's pure devotee, dust of the Lord anatledu, Lord of the dust manaku dorkadu, manakanta ledu, but one who does not receive the dust of the feet of the Lord's pure devotee upon his head, then his body is simply a dead body. What does that mean? Means he has to have in this human life association of sadhus, association of pure devotees, association of the devotees who always dwell in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. They talk about Krishna, they eat Krishna prasadam, they go to Krishna's places, they do only Krishna katha, no mundane topics, no gossips, nothing. If such person's lotus feet dust is not touched to your forehead, our forehead, then our bodies are like dead bodies. Strong, but it's important. And the person who have never experienced the aroma of the offered tulasi leaves which are offered to the lotus feet of the Lord are also like dead body. Although they are breathing, they are like dead bodies. We say, right, iti charan tulsi. When we, in the morning, when I go for the service of Radha Shyam Sundar, before the Shringar starts, we take out all the jewelry, all the decoration, we wipe the lordships, and when we wipe the lordship, already offered tulsi will be there. Before night, they offered tulsi with the chandan on the lotus feet. I take it out and give it to the devotees at Charna Tulsi. For them, it's like directly Krishna is giving them charan tulsi like that. It's on the feet of the Lord before night offered, and Krishna has accepted it, and that charna tulsi they take, they put it to their eyes and then take it into their mouth. So much importance. This is how Shukadeva Goswami is explaining. Oh Sutta Goswami, your words are pleasing to our minds. Saunaka Rishis, after hearing this description of Shukadeva Goswami, how to worship the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, how to see everything as nothing before Krishna. That's what we heard, right? How if you use your legs for doing this, if you use your hands for doing this, if you use your eyes for doing this, if you are always in this mood of materialistic enjoyment only, you are wasting your human life. Like that, listening from Sutta Goswami, the Shaunaka Rishi is saying, on behalf of all Shaunakadi Rishis, your words are so pleasing to our minds. Please therefore explain this to us as it was spoken by the great devotee Shukadeva Goswami, who is very expert in the transcendental knowledge, and he who speaks to Maharaj Parikshit upon being asked. అది ఎలా ఉందంటే ఒకసారి చెప్తున్నారు ఆయన, వీళ్ళు ఇంకా అడుగుతున్నారు, చెప్తున్నారు ఆయన, వాళ్ళు ఇంకా అడుగుతున్నారు. ఇన్ ద ప్రీవియస్ చాప్టర్ ఆల్సో 2 ending also they are saying is explain more about it, and the 3 ending also that is the same thing. Third chapter has how many ever verses it is. At the end of the verse, that's the conclusion verse, saying that please explain me in the way Shukadeva Goswami explained to Parikshit Maharaj. 25 verses done. Okay, we are good, Mataji. Today we covered 2 chapters, second canto, second chapter and third chapter. So I will name that and then I will upload it. Mataji, that